Good morning, afternoon, evening, as the case may be. You're part of the world. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Zen Archer. Tim McGraw, I have uncovered that for you, since you make reference to it often. That's actually clean clothes. Well, worn less than once. Kind of refolded and tossed and whatever. Now, I don't see the point in cleaning clothes that I put on for an hour or two and taken back off. It seems like that there should be more to it than that before you clean them. But anyway, I left that stack of clothes there, and they should be cleaned. I agree. Anyway, good morning, afternoon, evening, as the case may be, in your part of the world. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Zen Archer. I'm not going to go through like history and all that kind of stuff. Those who do know me, you know me. And those who don't, you can check out my videos, YouTube or wherever, and see what I was and what I currently am about. But I did want to talk about the new year and holidays and all of that, and the friends that I have come to know along the way. Some of them gone, some of them still here. This is kind of a man cave, so to Frank, I probably should be indulging with my e-cigarette. Hard to believe that's not smoke, isn't it? A little clove go a long way. I'll go back to my cigar. Anyway, I find myself here, the last day of 2014, looking back at the last year, and I've never been one who did resolutions, and so I can't today say, well, I didn't meet my resolution, or I did, because there hasn't been any. Overall, I'm a happy person. That hasn't always been the case, but it is now. And yes, I'm happy in spite of everything. I am happy. I wish there was a different word for the happiness that I'm talking about, because it's not jolly. It's not, oh, life is great, but it's a being comfortable with who I am, being comfortable with the life that I lead and the way that I lead it, and living on my own terms, and just being really comfortable with that, and not feeling pressure from outside to be anything else. Ignoring that pressure, if anything. Yes, I'm sick. We know that. I'm sick. And I'm getting sicker. Daily. We know that. And I'm doing what I know I can about it, but I'm not doing what a lot of others would normally do. I live my life on my own terms, and what is options for some are not options for me. So yeah, it's a conscious choice, I guess. But I've looked over the last year, and overall, I've been happy. I've had to do some things that I didn't want to do. I had to sell my kayak in order to pay rent 1 month, and that hurt, and I miss it. I miss going out on the lake. I miss hanging out with my friends. I miss the Mexican dinners afterward. I miss it. This year, they have canceled our New Year's paddle. Normally, we go out into the lake and we all raise a glass and salute the new year and the old year. But this year, there just wasn't enough response or people willing to host to do it, and they've canceled it. I probably couldn't have gone anyway, so I'm not really missing out, but I still think it's a shame that has been left to pass. So I've had a pretty good year so far. Overall, I've got great friends who have supported me in unbelievable ways. I have people that have sent support that I didn't even know knew my name. And that amazes me. Completely amazes me, and it humbles me, you know, to think that they care enough. Oh, I'm not going to get all sappy about it, but you know what I'm saying, and you know who you are. Kept a roof over my head for the last 3 or 4 or 5 months, and I appreciate it. I would be living in my van on the street in the cold if it wasn't for that. And that's still the situation today. It hasn't changed at all. I've got people involved to help get me in a better financial place, but I'm not there yet. At any rate, you know, I've thought of the things that I can do, and I have to be able to work on my own schedule, because I'm sick a lot of the time and getting sicker, and so I can't work a 9 to 5, or I can't, you know, plan on something for a day. I have to, if I feel well enough, then I can do it. I've been working on flutes and contemplating doing dream catchers and stuff like that again, selling on eBay, Craigslist, you know, whatever. Building that into a business. As many of you know, I have the Zen Live Radio server up and running. I have a test server up and running, and it can have up to 10 listeners. I'm talking to DJs. I've signed up at a place called JustCast that allows me to do video broadcasts, although my camera and my computer are not good enough to meet that criteria and be able to do it. I'm signed up, and I have my pages and stuff loaded. I'm working on the blogs and all that Zen Live Radio Network stuff I'm putting back together to give me something to do, and that's working out really well. I'm making forward progress with that. So that's what I'm doing now. So what's in the future? Well, the plan is that after New Year's, I'm going to go see the doctor and say, hey, look, what we're doing isn't working. We got to do something else. We have to alter what we're doing. Somebody else pointed out to me, you know, what kind of treatment are you getting? You're taking an aspirin every other day. How is that treatment? And it was an eye-opening comment. I don't know. You know, my optimism says, oh yeah, we're doing well, we're doing stuff, and we're seeing doctors, and they're giving us advice, and we're taking the advice. But the truth of the matter is, it's not going anywhere. I'm just kind of in perpetual spin here. So what's for the future? Well, as I said, I don't make resolutions, but my plan, what I would like to see happen, let's put it that way, what I would like to see happen, and what I plan to work towards, is this. And in all honesty, I have 4 children. 2 of those children still contact me occasionally. But that contact amounts to a text message from on Christmas saying, Merry Christmas, Dad. The one that I see the most, I've probably seen a couple of times this last year, for an hour or 2, and that was it. I have a brother that lives about an hour from me, and he's helped out some when he could. But there's been no phone calls saying, other than to find out if I'm still breathing, to say, hey, how you doing? You want to do lunch or something? Or there's none of that. So the point to this isn't to be sad little me, but that there is nothing and no one that holds me here in Cleveland where I'm at. I was born and raised here, December 1956, and I've hated every day of it. I don't like the cold. And I don't go out and walk around the streets of Cleveland the way I used to when I was a kid. You know, I'm not involved socially that way. Can't keep a cigarette lit for nothing. So what do? I'm sitting in my room every day, all day long. I spend a lot of time with myself, and I think about life and what this means, and grass growing, and water, and all that kind of stuff. So there's nothing that holds me here in Cleveland. There's no reason that I have to be here. Now, I lived in Florida for 2 years. I lived in North Carolina for a year, but I lived in Florida for 2 years, and I loved it there. I was over by the Gulf. I was Kahuna Zen out there on the beach, picking up shells and stuff, and doing a little kayaking, and in the morning sitting, having my coffee, and watching the lizards and the anoles and the squirrels and the wildlife run around. And I really felt fulfilled and felt warm and comfortable and relaxed there. So that's my Jimmy Buffett dream, if you will. And that's what I'm planning to work towards for the next year. Now, the downside is that Cleveland has the Cleveland Clinic, which is known to be one of the world's top cardiovascular treatment centers, as well as cancer centers. And I'd be moving a good way away from there. But I'd like to get back down to Florida. And I'm sure that I could find a situation there that is like the one here, living situation, $200 a month for a small room, a place to store some of my stuff, where I could live. As long as I have a Wi-Fi connection, I can make some money online, maybe build a store, maybe do more. Sell more flutes, grow my own bamboo and stuff to do that with. And I would just overall be happier. I'd be more comfortable. I wouldn't have to worry about the cold. Yeah, I know there's hurricanes and there's stuff down there that'll bite and kill you. I know. But I was happier when I was there. I was jollier when I was there. I enjoyed every day a little bit more when I was there. So, we're going through wintertime now, and I probably won't do anything as long as that happens. When springtime hits, I'm going to seriously start looking into moving my ass down to Florida and living there and enjoying being there, my little Jimmy Buffett dream. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about the Keys, but I was in Clearwater, Homosassa, Denellen, around that area. Right on the Gulf. There were nights I could go out and watch, just walk from my door, 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes, and watch the jellyfish glowing in the water as they mated. See dolphins and sharks and all kinds of fish. Sea turtles. That would be nirvana for me. And there's no reason that I can think of not to go. So when you see me with my ukulele, on a beach somewhere, you'll know I made it. I'll still be here doing vlogs, being Kahuna Zen all over again. For the next year, I wish you happiness, joy, health, and all the things that come along. Thank you for being my friends. Thank you for your support, both moral and financial. It means a lot to know that someone cares. Until next time, as always, this is Zen saying you be well. And careful out there. Happy New Year.